Hi, and welcome back for the first CFX download of 2026. I'm Amy McLean, Editorial Director of CableFax, and I'm here with my colleagues John Saavedra and Noah Ziegler. Hi, guys. It's been a busy start to our new year.
Yeah, Happy New Year's.
We've had plenty of news to write about, although not a lot of, sometimes at the beginning of the year, you have a lot of carriage drops. It's been relatively quiet. We have Nesson off of Optimum, which that's only in like some Connecticut markets. And then Cox Media Verizon is now into a month of a blackout. But I think those are the only two biggies that I've heard about. But there's been plenty of other news. John, you've been covering everything Paramount.
Yeah, P-Sky, WBD, and Netflix drama have been going on for the past 2 weeks, and I feel like I'll be writing about it quite extensively for the next couple months. The latest move from Paramount on that front is that they filed a lawsuit in Delaware demanding that WBD release additional information on how it's valuing the Netflix deal, including Discovery Global. And on the Netflix side, obviously, there have been rumors that they are considering revising their bid to an all-cash offer, to stave off sort of the Paramount pressure, including the details of the cash and stock deal. So it's going to be very interesting. I think it's going to continue to evolve, and we'll be monitoring the situation, obviously.
Yeah, so that'll be constant headlines. I feel like there's been a lot of just surprises. The cable center selling their building. We have some familiar names returning into the CEO roles. Breezeline's Frank Vanderpost is now CEO at WOW. Jim Holanda, which has moved over from the Astound world to Cable One. So we've got all that we're keeping an eye on. Noah, you've been busy. Verizon's been on your radar, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of hearings so far this year as well. And by a lot, I mean two primary ones. Yesterday, or the most recent one was yesterday, the California Public Utilities Commission finally voted on the Verizon Frontier Communications merger. And after a year, they got it done. And by got it done, they approved the deal. The deal will officially close next week on Tuesday. So again, ending a long process. The FCC already gave it approval back in May. Speaking of the FCC, they went back to the Hill. They had a House oversight hearing, which follows last month's Senate Commerce oversight hearing. And it was a lot of the same sort of questioning, but it was a chance for them to kind of follow up on some things that were said during the Senate's hearing, most notably Brendan Carr saying the FCC is not an independent agency. Yeah, busy times at the FCC. You think it would be a little bit more quiet after a busy year last year. Doesn't seem that way. It seems like it's gonna just keep on going.
No, I don't think so at all. And that's kind of what we were going to talk about in today's episode, is just sort of what we see on the horizon for 2026. And to your point about the FCC, I think it's really important to keep in mind that we have the midterm elections coming. And I think that lights a fire under Chairman Carr if there's certain things he wants to get done, because he runs the risk if there is some sort of flip with Congress that they could, delay him or stop him. You have the Congressional Review Act that they can use to, if they don't like something the FCC is doing. So making predictions, I would say it's very clear that broadcast, he definitely wants to do something there to help broadcasters, to help them with localism. Even before he took the chairman role in January, he was already sending letters to Disney. I think we'll see something, but I'm not brave enough to make a prediction as to what it is. There's several proceedings out there. I'm not sure we'll see the cap necessarily done by then, maybe. I do think the one that seems the most likely to me to see movement would be the network station affiliate relationship. And that was actually the stuff he was asking about before he even took over the chairman role. So I think we're going to see some action. And my guess too, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but with the FCC meetings, there tends to be a theme at the meeting. Like it's the public safety meeting or the wireless meeting or the auction meeting, spectrum meeting. I think this will have a broadcast meeting between now and September. And I definitely think we'll see some movement, but I'm not ready to say exactly what he's going to do, but I think we'll see, broadcasters helped in some way. I think the other big thing we were all talking about was just consolidation. I mean, back to both of your stories that you were talking about, there's going to be plenty of that. And we have some integration to be thinking about because we have Cox Charter closing probably mid-year. We just saw Amphenol CommScope close. And there could be more that we don't know about, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Versant just purchased Free TV Networks, which is ran by Jonathan Katz, who was previously involved with Scripps and sold Katz Broadcasting to them. So it seems like he's still in the business, but it was a deal for Versant to make. They already announced that they were going to acquire them, but it officially closed upon the new year.
And John, we were talking. You predict there's going to be some more consolidation, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna open this one up to the class actually, but obviously there was that Financial Times report a couple weeks ago that Standard General was looking into Discovery Global. Haven't heard anything. I don't have any insider information. First of all, haven't heard anything else about it. But there have also been rumors about other maybe interested parties. But yeah, I don't know what you guys think and who would be a viable option for acquiring them.
I don't know. I feel like both Versant and Discovery Global everyone's just kind of looking and trying to understand what's going to happen there. And Versant's the one that I'm kind of watching, and I don't want to jump ahead because maybe we should. I was going to say, what's your wildest, and maybe, what's your wildest prediction that you have no insights? We're not trying to start rumors. We're just like, if we had to predict something crazy, I feel like Versant could buy something like AMC Networks because they're missing that online streaming component. And AMC has some good SVOD. I mean, they have AMC Plus. Acorn is actually doing quite well. It would give them a little bit of a stake in the ground there, and they could build on that. I think that could be a cool transaction. But Discovery Global is a little harder. And I will just say, I think that people, well, obviously, Netflix doesn't, see the value there. But there is value. If you look at the top most watched, linear is still a thing, folks. It still is. And if you look at the top most watched networks every week, HGTV is in there. Usually TNT, TBS. No, you do the radio. Those are the big three, I think, of those.
CNN.
Oh, CNN is usually at least in the top 10. Yeah. So that's still big real estate. So
I mean, Paramount wants it, right?
Yeah.
Because they want the entire company.
But they don't want just Discovery Global. I don't think. Do they?
No.
Do they do that?
No. They want the whole enchilada.
But I know Lightshed Partners, they threw out a prediction saying that a combined Nexstar Tegna might look at Discovery Global and say, hey, let's get them and kind of become a major media company, which they could. I guess it could be on the cards, but it does feel a little, I don't know if it's too much movement within a year.
Wow. Just think about if you've had fun negotiating with Nexstar and Carriage of News Nation, just wait till they have CNN, HGTV, TBS. That would be great for us to report about.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, Perry Sook has said Nexstar CEO has said in many of these investor conferences that they'd be open to, more M&A activity, assuming, it can acquire Tegna. I think their strategy is continue to grow via consolidation. So I don't think it's super far-fetched.
Oh, I don't think so at all. But then I think you have to go back to what I was saying about the FCC and helping broadcasters. Were we helping broadcasters become a giant media conglomerate when they go by Discovery Global?
It's true.
Depends who you ask, right?
Yeah.
Seems like some steam has fallen, or some momentum has fallen for Scripps and Sinclair, but also, it's always quietest before, darkest before dawn, something quiet. I don't know. It seems like that has lost some steam recently, but who knows? Maybe they're continuing to work on something, or Sinclair has focused their efforts elsewhere. But of course, Chris Ripley, their CEO, said that he thinks the future of broadcasting, if there's going to be a Nexstar Tegna, there needs to be another massive broadcast group a la Scripps and Sinclair. So we'll see how that unfolds. But again, all depends on what the FCC does.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot, Noah. What's your wildest? We know we don't have crystal balls, but if we were just going to make a wild prediction with no facts backing it, I just want to make that really clear to Versant and AMC networks. I'm just throwing stuff out there. What would your prediction be?
So do you want the realistic one or the one that's just a total shot in the dark?
No, I want the shocker.
Yeah. Okay, so I think everyone sees the Supreme Court taking on the, whether or not Trump can fire agency heads. I think when it comes to the FCC, a lot of people immediately go to Ana Gomez. I think that will happen in 2026. And by I think, I mean total shot in the dark. But that's not going to be the only commissioner to leave the FCC. I think upon that, Olivia Trusty will also leave. And this is based on nothing but pure vibes, just pure, kind of reading her body language and how she goes about. She seems very diplomatic. She's very, smart, very articulate whenever she's able to, during the House hearing this week, she was actually asked a lot of the questions, a lot more than I think the Senate Commerce one. And, she gave some great answers, but all of those answers were, again, very diplomatic. And it kind of just feels like, is everything that's happening, at the FCC in Washington, D.C. right now, is that something that she wants to, be a part of? Is that kind of her cup of tea? I probably not going to happen. She only just became an FCC commissioner in June. And I looked it up. That would be the shortest stint since Stephen Sharp, who served for 9 months back in the early 80s. So there isn't really precedent for that per se. But we've seen a lot of turnover in the FCC and Washington, D.C. at large. So I think, Ana Gomez could be on the outs, and I think Olivia Trusty could very much follow that as well. But again, total shot in the dark.
Yeah, that's definitely an out there prediction. I'm not sure I agree with you on it, but I like that you're.
We'll see.
You gotta put that on the prediction market, Noah.
Oh gosh, yeah. No insider. Hey, like John said, no insider information. So if that happens and I win the lottery, no insider trading. I can confirm.
A more very niche, specific to me and other wrestling fans. I think we'll see a WWE PLE on cable this year because part of that exclusive deal doesn't only cover ESPN DTC, but also linear platforms. At least that's what the press release said. So far, I haven't seen any PLEs live on the day on linear, but I think, WrestleMania is coming up. If you wanted to promote, ESPN's wrestling programming, I think you would want to bring that to as many people as possible. But we'll see. Again, very niche. Maybe only I care about this.
There's the numbers are there. You're not alone.
So that's my very niche, but safer predictions for the year.
Nice. Well, we'll have to go back. We'll have to revisit this in 6 months to see if any of us got anywhere nearly close, right?
For the record, I do have a safer prediction, and that is that MLB and NBA will just take over all RSN rights by the end of 2026, which seems like it's on the way. For at least MLB might be on the way. NBA is looking that direction as well. So I feel like that's the safer pick than only having Brendan Carr as the last FCC leader remaining.
Last man standing.
But, yeah.
All right. Well, the safer picks are good, but the others are a little more fun. So I'm glad you stepped out on the ledge with me.
Yeah, I'm not so brave yet. But power to you, Noah.
Well, we'll come back. We'll revisit this. It's great to just be back on our CFX download here. We skipped December. We were busy. We had the Most Powerful Women magazine release, which is a few weeks old. If you haven't seen it, check it out. We had a beautiful event in New York City, a brunch. Lots of our powerful women were there. And by the way, it probably won't surprise you that powerful women are competitive. And we had a very competitive game of trivia going. It was fun. And I have to give a shout out to ESPN's SVP of marketing, Joe Fox. She was the winner overall. So she gets bragging rights, and I think she got a gift card.
That's awesome. It was great to be there. It was the first time I got to join that event. And it was a wonderful day, I can attest. And I didn't do anywhere near as well on that quiz as I should have. So shame on me.
So I guess that's it for today, but we'll be back soon in your inbox and your social medias and your phones, everywhere you can download.
CFX download. Gotta
We'll
love
be
it.
launching a DTC streamer soon, right?
Yes. Yes. Yep. John's
Yeah.
prediction already coming to fruition.
All right.
Love it.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good day.